Reddit, how do you make extra money? My goal is an extra $1,000 per month. When I was in my early 20s, I was living in San Diego. At the end of every semester, I would dumpster dive at the local dorms on move out day. I would load my truck up with stuff from UCSD, SDSU, and USD and then throw a massive garage sale. I made a killing every single time. Genius. I dog walk. I make $300 a month for a 1-hour walk 5 days a week off of one dog. You can charge more, but I would not charge more than $20 a walk. I walk 3 dogs. That's good exercise too. This won't help you out now, but it makes me think back to how freaking crafty I was. In high school, I used to go to garage sales every weekend and buy up all the CDs that were typically $1 or less. Then I would take the haul to FYE and sell them. They would buy used CDs. I would make plenty of spending money by doing this. Too bad CDs are only good for making dragons now. Good for making a few bucks on eBay or thousands of karmas on Reddit. I tutor kids. I charge $20 to $50 HR depending on the client, content, and other factors. Donating blood plasma can net $250 $350/mo if you go twice a week, or whatever the limit is. Typically takes 3 hours total per week. Did this in college, used the money to buy a motorcycle, which nearly paid for itself through gas savings, so double win. Look at Craigslist odd job section. You can help people move and do yard work etc with no schedule necessary and make some money on the side. Also pick up stuff people don't want on Craigslist and sell it on eBay. Me and my buddy used to browse the want to buy sections and find them in the free section and sell it to them at a really cheap price. The best thing about it is, a lot of time we just met them at the free sites and sold it directly from there, so there was no need for us to actually haul anything away. Babysitting. Easiest money I've ever made. If you're lucky, the kids will be napping half the time and you'll get to just sit on your ass. Heck, I'm babysitting right now and I'm getting paid to browse Reddit. It helps if you are a 21-year-old responsible female though. I mow lawns. I only mow for the neighborhood I live in, so I can walk to every job, so I don't have to buy a trailer. In a good week, I'll make $400 from charging $25 lawn. It's not year-round income though. Shovel snow, rake leaves young man. Buy some spray paint and number stencils from Home Depot and paint people's addresses on their curbs. I did that before I went to college, door to door, and just told people I was saving up money for school. I could make around $50 HR charging $10 house. Paid for my whole first year of college and then some. While I do think this is a good idea, I'm not sure of the legality. I live in Nebraska and one of our neighbors did this for us and the next week got fined for it. Apparently there's some law prohibiting painting your own curb because it's technically city property. I felt bad for the guy. He did it real cheap and was a real nice guy just trying to make an extra buck. A friend of mine does internet pee. They pay her $3,700 per session and pay to fly her down to Miami plus room and board for full-blown anal videos. Check out our friends at Our Beer Money. You can earn anywhere from a $40 $300 a month. Basically they have found the best websites to use for filling out surveys and watching ads and then you give your response to it. Or the easier way is that they have found websites that will monitor your bandwidth usage and give you money based on that. It's worth a shot to look at it if you're on a computer a lot. I did a study a couple years ago at Brown University where I got paid $286 to smoke pot. You're living the dream, son. No need to get extra money, just buy yourself a nice red paper clip and trade for stuff until you get your house. I find reducing unnecessary expenses effective and freeing up both money and keeping your free time open. Our Frugal has a bunch of ideas to have more money in your pocket, just by finding ways to save. And remember, a penny saved is not a penny earned. A penny saved is 1.5 pennies earned depending on your tax rate. I edit an audio podcast for a friend. It's not much, but it basically gets me a new board game every couple weeks. Hey, I do that too. Approximately once a week I bring my gear to do the recording, and then go back and mix it. At first it was volunteer to put on my resume, but now I'm getting paid $100 podcast. It's not super lucrative as I'm putting in about 5-6 total per podcast, but it's a great income buffer. Whenever a video game is announced that I have an interest in, I will register a domain to make a wiki for the site. I will actually make the site. But last year I was able to sell SkyrimWiki.com for $1k. My success story is DreadmoreWiki.com, pretty much the de facto information site for Dungeons of Dreadmore. I only make about $50 a month from advertising from that site, though. Setting up a wiki is pretty easy, and users actually generate the content themselves, so there's not too much maintenance involved. The trick is right place, right time. There's a lot of luck involved, but it's a fun hobby. I build custom furniture out of pallets and other scraps I find laying around. I sell them on Etsy. Garbage picking. Look for people discarding table, chairs, etc. Get some sandpaper, glue, paint and stain and fix it up to sell. Assuming you have any creativity, you could probably make a nice little side business. I've done some carpentry in my day as well as build guitar amps from scratch. Generally not cost effective. I've worked the numbers, but some picking may be a good way to start. It's not me but a friend of mine. Anyway, he's really into Legos. What he does is buys Lego kits on clearance and hits the bins in Lego stores, Goodwill, etc. Then he breaks the kits down and sells them on eBay. He makes about $800 a month after taking out the expenses of purchasing the kits and listing fees. Anyway, find something you're into and knowledgeable about, like golf clubs or Legos or whatever. Then collect items and turn them over on eBay. I make extra money by putting 20s in each of my coat pockets at the end of winter, forgetting about them, and then finding them again next year. Works every time. Amazon's MTurk. There is a subreddit. Look into it. I have made $810 since starting mid-October. A few hours here and there and I can have an extra $50 in my pocket each week. I also provide respite care for individuals with autism. I go bowling, go-karting, to the gym, and out to eat. I am reimbursed for all the expenses, given mileage and $15 an hour. I also recommend MTurk. I started 10 days ago and made $70 so far. I'm a college kid and this is my main job, and I usually reduce my hours during school, but I'm a pizza delivery driver. You can make a ton of cash, and most of the time you are out driving around, listening to tunes. At my particular store we get paid cash every night, so I can walk out of a easy 6-hour shift with $150 plus. It's not a very fulfilling job, but I have plenty of crazy stories. I've met plenty of crazy freaks out there. A word of caution doing pizza delivery. Make sure your car insurance covers it. Most policies don't. Some butthole hit me when I was delivering and if it hadn't been his fault I would have had to pay everything out of pocket. Recently I have been partnering up with African royalty. I haven't seen much money yet, but there is a prince in Nigeria I am expecting big things from soon. I wish I could tell you more but it's all pretty hush hush. Legally, you might try putting an ad on a popular site advertising used panties. If business gets going, you may be able to provide all women that you know with free new underpants each week. Why should panty sniffers have to steal from dryers and clotheslines? I like this thread. It gives me ideas. Get your notary license. Since as a commercial underwriter you likely have a lot of connections with lenders builders, undercut their current notary on price, and conduct signings during your lunch or before after work. Offer to review real estate loan contracts for a small fee. Make sure you do not offer legal advice, but simply use your knowledge in the industry to point out potential issues. If you take medication, ask your doctor if they have a need for test subjects. It usually involves taking another medication, taking a quiz once a week, and bi-weekly visits. They usually pay around $50 per visit. Donate sperm blood, sell stuff, take odd jobs from Craigslist, help people move, paint, clean, etc. That should get you started. Commercial underwriter. So I was thinking about maybe not underwriting this project of yours. On a completely unrelated note, want to come to my poker game tonight? We usually buy in for $1,000. Be careful about them when applying for financing. If they require bank statements, which they will, and they're consistently seen on payroll deposits, they will question it. They will want to source it, and they will not allow the funds to be used if they can't verify the source.
Oh, hey, don't mind me. I'm just working hard on the next Dude Man video. Hey, by the way, if you want more awesome content like this, you should check that channel out. What you should. You should want to watch more awesome content. Then head on over to Dude Man. I'm Lunar Steve and I'm the host over there. Go give it a look. I hope you like what you see.